This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Okay. Alright, so Obscura Interceptor is really strong. You know, flashing it in and bouncing a spell to your opponent's hand is really good. I also like Exotic Pets. This pack's not that great other than that, though. We definitely take the Interceptor. Okay. So, there's some decent stuff here. I do think Forge Boss is really good and key if you're in the black-red deck. Corrupt Court Official, Brazen Upstart. You know, those things are fine. Rooftop Nuisance is nice, too. You know, it's a good card in any of the blue decks. If you get Quasar, then Rooftop Nuisance can be really gross. So, I'm kind of thinking I might take the Forge Boss. I do think it's enough better than both of these that we take a look at it here, and it's sort of our backup plan if this ends up not being open enough. And so far, like, it's not looking amazing. I mean, Voice of the Vermin, I think, is the best card in this pack. There is some good blue stuff, though, like Lackey and Nuisance. I'd probably take the Lackey here. And Hold for Ransom's fine, too. But, yeah, I like the Lackey a lot, so I'm okay with it. We could take Throng number 1 here. There's also a Plasma Jockey. I think Throng number 1 seems pretty good. Yeah, Throng number 1. I mean, I could take Maestro's Charm. There's like an outside shot. We end up in like a black-red deck that splashes blue. But I think Throng number 1 seems pretty good. Okay. Skycrier versus Echo Inspector. You know, if green-white's your base, I think Skycrier... Well, it's true if it's blue-white, too, I guess. We're not sure what our base will be. But Skycrier's pretty good if blue-white's your base, too. I've also got a couple of good Blitz creatures that would go nicely with Forge Boss. But right now, I think these two cards are good enough that I don't go in that direction. I think I'll pick up my first Echo Inspector over my first Skycrier. Okay, so here's another card that's pushing us a little in the direction of being Maestros. These three blue cards aren't that good. Neither is this black card. So I think I'm going to take the Outlaw. See what happens. It does feel like maybe black. Like if a lot of those Blitz creatures end up wheeling, like our backup plan of like Forge Boss and Glamorous Outlaw will be initiated. If they don't wheel, we probably stick with what we're doing now. Well, there's a Plasma Jockey. There's also a Make Disappear, which is perfectly fine, and an Obscura Storefront. I think I like Make Disappear just fine here. There's another one. I've also got a Rooftop Nuisance. It's probably time to pick one of those up. So, blue-white, splash black wouldn't be a bad place to end up. We'll see if we get the goods. I guess we'll take a Revel Ruiner. You know, I would randomly take like a red card here if either of them were any good. You know, to go with what we have here, but Revel Ruiner slots into that too. I mean, you hope you don't play it generally, but it's okay. Okay, so we'll take another Outlaw. Doesn't look like any of those Blitz creatures have wheeled, though. Blue-black, splash white, blue-white, splash black. I think both of those are good places to end up. Yeah, I think we just take Waterfront District here. If we end up in Maestros, we'll play it, and if we end up in Obscura, we'll play it, and we don't give up a whole lot to take it there. Boon of Safety is definitely better than Public Enemy. This feels a lot like our first two drafts today, though, I have to say. I don't feel super confident about where we've ended up. Doesn't feel like we're closing out the format strong. But we could also end up transitioning into a blue-black deck that splashes red. That's definitely on the table. Yeah, I guess I can just, at this point, still makes sense to have all of this stuff in here. So Tycoon is really good, but obviously not where we're headed. Hold for Ransom's nice. Murder is pretty nice. These blue cards aren't anything special. So probably just take Murder. Which is not an exciting pick in this format, but there's nothing in this pack that is exciting, so. We picked up that first Throng a long time ago, and white really does not feel very open overall. Okay, so Hypnotic Grifter's nice. I like Out of the Way. I like Strangle. I'm less confident we're going to end up in like a base red deck, though. It seems like whichever direction we go in, we're probably not going to be base red. Do I like the Grifter more than Out of the Way? I think so, especially because we're really lacking in low drops after pack 1, and it's a pretty good one. So yeah, we'll take a Grifter here. Okay. I don't really want another Make Disappear. This Rafine's Informant is pretty nice. No, it's been a while since it's felt like we're going to end up in a base white deck, but maybe I take it here over, like, Disappear, Metamorphosis, Midnight Assassin. Yeah. Informant's good. I mean, it's a great 2-drop, so I think that's where we go. And the only thing we would really lose is Murder. You know, it's not like we have, other than our Interceptor, you know, which isn't going to be that hard for us to cast anyway. We don't have that much in the way of multicolored things. So another Grifter? Yeah, I think so. We could really use a couple of Quasas to show up. That would be good. Oh my god, Grifter number 3? So I think maybe I take Swooping Protector over Grifter number 3. It's pretty good. I've been pretty impressed with it. And yeah, I mean, you can flash it in and kill a thing pretty regularly. And then it's a pretty real threat in the air. But yeah, right now, it seems like white is flowing pretty well this time. You get a Protector and an Informant, you know, from this side. So right now, this feels like where we're going to end up, but we'll see. Backstreet Bruiser's not a bad 2-drop if we're going to be a more controlling deck or a Skies deck, and we're kind of moving in that direction a little. We don't have a whole lot of flyers yet, it should be noted, but yeah. Ceremonial Groundbreaker is obviously great. Maestro Cedar fixes for us a bit, but I think we take the Bruiser here. Okay. Veteran. I mean, it's okay. Would I rather have Revelation of Power? We have a decent number of counters, so I think I would. We really want some Celestial Regulators at this point, too. Those would be welcome. Okay. Throng number 2. Backup Agent number 1. I think Throng number 2 is where we go there. Backup Agent number 1 is a little tempting. If I had Regulators already, I'd probably go for it, but, you know, our 1 Throng gets a big upgrade from this one. And Rumor Gatherer is okay, but its stat line is kind of a liability, you know, and I haven't loved it overall. So I think we'll take Psionic Snoop. Thank you for the follow, Corion. Okay, so we've got a Disdainful Stroke, but we've already got a Make Disappear. It's probably Metamorphosis here. Here we'll take another Make Disappear. We'll take a Sewer Crocodile. It's not terrible. You know, you don't usually end up playing it, but it's not terrible. I may end up running, like, 1 Outlaw just for the interceptor fixing. We'll see. Generally, I don't love running these when you don't already have the ability to cast them without having to pay 2 first. So obviously, Unleash the Inferno is super strong. Great removal spell, but we're not going there. So we've got a Whack, which is something we could splash for. We also have Rafine's Informant, though, and maybe I just take that. Whack is really good. And I don't have any regulators still, so it's not like we're doing amazing on counter stuff. So I probably do take Whack. We don't have a ton of removal, and Whack is strong enough. You know, yeah, even gets around shield counters, which definitely matters. Okay, there's an Exotic Pets. We were wanting some counter payoffs. Another Hypnotic Grifter. Maybe it'll wheel, but we're taking Exotic Pets here. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a Shattered Seraph, but I think Exotic Pets is good enough. We take it. All right, well, here's a Regulator. Definitely take it over the Larcenist. We've got decent number of counters going, and yeah. Okay, so here's a Metropolis Angel showing up for us, too. Some more fixing would be good. This deck now does feel probably like it's going to end up our best deck of the day. The way this past several picks have gone has really turned things around. Yeah, I would take a Shattered Seraph pretty happily if that one wheels. For the additional fixing mostly. Plus, you know, it is a relevant body, but, you know. Okay, so there's a Seraph. And it's probably what we take here. Yeah, I mean, obviously Riveteer's Decoy and Civil Servant are really good, but we're not going down that path. The path where they're worth playing. Okay. Man, Corpse Appraiser's good. Maestro's path might have been pretty good in the end. Do I want another Bruiser? Maybe. Kind of think the server seems reasonable. We don't have that many flyers at this point, and we definitely want them in this deck. Skybridge Towers would give us fixing, but I think I like the server there. All right, we'll take out of the way here. I do think we take it over Skycrier. Another Seraph. Not terrible. I'm not sure I'm going to play 2, but we'll see. I also don't think I'm playing 3 Make Disappears, and I think me playing 2 Seraphs is more likely than that, so. Okay, we don't have any of the really good security bypass targets, but we'll take it. The thing this deck's lacking, which it's funny, our first couple decks today that didn't go super well, had really powerful bombs in them. This one doesn't really have it. I mean, Obscura Interceptor is really good, but I don't think of it as a bomb. I would have really liked a Quasar to show up, you know. That would have really tied this deck together. Veteran, yeah, I guess we could use more 2s. All right. Can we do well with the deck today? Let's find out. I think we lose one Make Disappear, and we may just lose both. Like, Make Disappear is kind of acceptable to run when you're low on 2 drops and 1 drops, but we're really not. And yeah, so I think I'd rather have these tricks and stuff than I would that. So yeah, we have enough creatures and enough counters and stuff that's where we go. I only think we need to run 1 Swamp between our 2 Seraphs, which I think we do run in the end. I mean, you know, they are clunky and all, in a format where clunkiness is not at its best, but they do fix for 2 of the best cards in our deck, and, you know, we can cast them too. It is, you know, having them in your opening hand doesn't always feel good, but... Well, I have a Psionic Snoop in here. I probably do run a Make Disappear over that. Do I have any other cards that are just not impressive? Not really. No. We have pretty good cards. Yeah, so we need to put in another land. I guess it's an island. Yeah. Can't really run murder, so yeah. All right. All right, so this is probably our last draft of this format on stream anyway. So let's see if we can finish strong after our first 2 drafts of the day have been not good. Is my camera not showing? Is that what you're saying? My face cam? It should be. It's showing on my end. Anyway. Pretty good hand. Do I lead with Grifter or Lackey? Probably... Doesn't matter, really. The other one's going to be the one I play on turn 2, most likely, so... It's in the right place now, yeah, for the games. Yeah, we'll lead with the Grifter. Yeah. Okay. We'll attack for 1. Play a Waterfront District, play a Lackey, and then next turn we probably leave up Make Disappear. We could have tried to leave it up this game, but... This turn, but I don't think that's what we wanted to do. So, I think we attack with both. I mean, if they let us Metamorphosis, we do. And if they don't, we don't. As obvious as that sounds. If I were them, I would just take 2. I mean, in this format, everybody has tricks. But I'm perfectly happy for them not to take 2. They're Mythic 147, so I'm thinking they probably... Okay. Well, maybe they're smarter than me, but... I definitely go for it there. Now we don't have Make Disappear up, but that's okay. Would have been less okay if they played like a Corpse Appraiser there, although Raffine's Silencer is also pretty gross, admittedly. If we draw a 4th land, we can leave all kinds of things up, which is pretty sweet, I think. Thanks for the gift sub, Derelict. Really appreciate the support. I appreciate all the forms of support. I'm having a hard time choosing what to discard. Man, that is a cool art. I didn't realize they had a sleeve for this card, which was like one of my favorite cards in this set. I'm going to have to get that. I can't remember what it's called, but that thing that makes bird tokens. You know, that thing? The thing that makes bird tokens. Interesting. So, I definitely attack here with my Grifter. I can make it into a 2/3 so that the Silencer can't kill it. And if they kill our Lackey, I don't think we care that much. Right, so they just take 1, which I think makes sense. And then I think we end our turn. Unfortunately, the Silencer is really good against Swooping Protector, but I think we still just end our turn. Ominous Roost. There we go. That's the name. Alright, so we're just going to flash in our Protector. It does unfortunately give the Silencer something to kill if they have... Okay, well, that works. So, I guess we just attack with both, honestly. I should have done that last turn, too. It's not like either is a good block. Okay. What do you give -1/-1 to? Not my Grifter, I'm guessing, since you know I can connive. But maybe you want me to have to discard a real card? Kind of feels like another Grifter is less useful than a Seraph. Like, this game feels like it's going to go long enough for the Seraph to matter. And then we'll end our turn. And then we'll counter that. No thank you. They might make us discard our Seraph, which would be a little sad, but I think we want to play the land there, so if we draw one next turn, we can play our Seraph. So, yeah. 4, 5, scry 2, damage 2. Yep. It's reached the point in the format where it's pretty easy to figure out what your opponent's going to do. Well, we drew our 7th land, which is nice. We'll attack with our Server. Then we'll play the land and play a Seraph. Got them on a pretty nice clock. Let's hope they don't have hostile takeover. The way things have gone today, there's a good chance they have it. Okay, it's just a face breaker. I can live with that. We definitely chump because we don't want to give them treasures, and it's not like the lackey's that great anyway, so... Yeah, definitely a chump there. Cormella has joined the party. Let's connive. Okay, that didn't do a whole lot for us, did it? Do we connive again? I mean, if I hit another land, I can just play the lackey. So I think so. We do hit another land. We don't need double black, but I guess I need it more than I need more islands. So... Alright, so we'll attack them for 7 here. And then we'll play a land and get back the lackey. This Facebreaker is definitely a problem. In terms of the cards it can set up for them. They do need a lot here to not die. So I think we limit the number of treasure they can get by blocking the outlaw here with our fish. Oh, I guess I would have gotten 1 treasure either way. That was a waste. It's not how that's worded. So blocking with the fish, probably unnecessary. Ooh, they hit a dig up the body. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can't quite play the pickpocket off of it. So I think we're okay. Ooh, except they can because they have Cormella. So they could use Cormella to cast Dig Up the Body here. Yeah. Get the pickpocket. They're still dead to 1 flyer. They could sack Cormella and get a removal spell back, but they can't cast the removal spell and play the pickpocket. So I don't think it's going to be enough. They have to do one or the other. Should have kept my fish. Oh no! Oh no! They do get to live one more turn. If I had my fish, I could still do one to them here. Okay, this is bad. The fish still being around would have made a big difference. I was hoping it wouldn't. Brutal. There's a few cards we could draw that still get us there. They do have a hard decision here, at least. Wow, that just wins us the game. Thanks for bailing me out. So, regulator, tap this thing down, connive. Yeah, we got bailed out. I mean, I think there's still a good chance we win that game, but there was a very good chance they were going to be able to build a pretty big advantage, albeit at low life in that game. Yep, there was definitely some luck involved. Although there were several other cards that could have done it. Like we had the +2/+2 counter trick. Any removal or bounce spell in our deck would have done it. So there are like 4 or 5 cards in our deck, but still, you know, still pretty lucky. Pretty good hand. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. Exotic pets for later. Especially if they're playing black. You kind of want to make sure there's not a nightclubber in the world. I could have had 4 Hypnotic Grifters in this draft. I wonder if I should have done it. Maybe. Okay. I still think, you know, even though we drew whack, I still think we just play the Bruiser here. Rather than use the Seraph to get black mana going. Inspiring Overseer. Do I attack with my Grifter? I think so. Yeah. Yep. Works for me. Yeah, then we'll play Throng and grab our other Throng. They are playing black, so Nightclubber is a thing. Ooh, so is that. Such a hard card to deal with because it generates value for them no matter what we do. Since it has an ETB ability, you know, that's kind of the problem. A lot of cards in this format. Okay. I mean, I think we attack with the Throng into it. You know, it's an okay trade in that case because we replaced the Throng already, so... Then I think we just leave mana up for our Protector. Boon of Safety. You know, if I had black mana, could at least whack the thing, but... Okay. Yeah, we'll end our turn. I mean, if we don't feel like swooping Protectoring, we can use our Seraph for black mana. I mean, I think we flash this in here one way or another. Yeah, so we'll flash it in. Could have counter magic, but that's fine. Yeah, they do. It's not a disaster. Gross. Oh, good. They didn't have anything to get back, so it's not nearly as gross. That's always good news. Yeah, so we'll play our other Throng now. And we'll finally use our Seraph for the black mana here. Yeah. One of those is a 2/2. Alright, so I think we definitely block this. Then we do this. Alright, so I think we just play Echo Inspector. We do still have mana for whack if we want to kill Toulouse, but I kind of doubt we do. I think we throw away our Make Disappear here. So these fish are a problem. They have us on a 5-turn clock right now. Our Seraph will help us a little, add another turn to that if we ever play it. And we do have our own fish that are going to come into play and be 3 damage a turn, but also make our Backstreet Bruiser able to attack, which is nice. Oh, good. You have your own Echo Inspector. Yeah, we may just want to whack the 2/2 fish. Oh, gross. Freaking Toulouse. Okay, 1 blue mana. I mean, I think we block Toulouse here. And take the 3. They get back an island and a Witness Protection, and they'll put the Witness Protection on something, but I'm not that alarmed by that outcome. I kind of have to block her. I mean, the damage is real. Okay. I wish it didn't cost 4 to whack a fish. What a sentence. Do I connive here? I kind of think so. Broker's Veteran's not doing much right now. It's not like it can block. So... Oh, God. Yeah, I think we're dead. I mean, this format really does. Like, our opponent went first this game. And that just gives them such an edge, you know, in this format where you have all these tempo plays, make a thing so it can't block and all that, you know, it's brutal. Yeah, not like I can block any of that. 2, 4, 6, 7, yeah. Too little, too late, I'm sure. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we can play our informant. Guess we discard this. And they're going to play Witness Protection on our only flyer, and we're dead. Because, yeah. Yep. We've dropped basically a whole... We went from tier 1, you know, like one level into tier 1 to 1 level into tier 2 so far. We are not closing out the format strong, it doesn't feel like. This is our best deck of the day, so, I mean, we definitely got a shot with it, but... Alright, this is a really good hand. You know, turn 1 Lackey, turn 2 Informant is always nice. Although, one could get greedy and hold on to the Lackey to discard to the Informant, but I think that's... I don't think that's what we want to do. David Dowie. Let's see. So we're playing our Informant this next turn, that's for sure. What do we draw? I think we probably toss Broker's Veteran here. I mean, there's something to be said for losing the Seraph. But right now, we have 2 black cards, so we'd like to actually be able to cast them. So yeah, I think we discard the Veteran. It's worse than the Bruiser, too. That's a good draw. So yeah, we definitely attack with both of these. They probably trade with the Informant, and that's fine. Might just take 4 because they really want the shield counter, I guess. That's fine with us, too. Guess I should have played my land, because I could at least bluff an additional trick instead of just the 2 mana one, but... I think we're okay with the trade here either way. They take it. I think that's the best outcome for us, honestly. Them taking it. So let's get a Throng going. Grab our other one. So they probably play another creature here. One they want to put a shield counter on. So it would seem. So, yeah, we attack. Yeah. I take another 4. The shield counter does make our Throngs kind of ugly. But I still think we play the other one. So, will they start going off with Rumor Gatherer? You know, my very first draft in this format during the early access, I was going crazy with Rumor Gatherer and still losing. And that was sort of a sign of things to come, I guess. All right, that's pretty good. Okay. An attack here is pretty hard for me to want to do. I mean, I guess I could attack with the lackey at least. I'm definitely willing to give it, you know, get rid of a shield cannon. That's not what's going to happen. They're either going to take it or block with the regulator because they don't want us to have a fish. Yeah. That's fine. I think getting the fish is actually reasonably good here. It's funny, this format, you know, up until today, had been one of my best formats in terms of win percentage, but we might drop below 60 if we don't do well here. Might already be below 60. I haven't actually recalculated it. No, are you really not going to attack with anything? That concerns me. So does that swamp. Okay. Well, we're going to attack with one fish. It's going to be pretty spicy here if we can play exotic pets, get two fish at the end of their turn, and then next turn cast our Seraph. And it definitely could happen, so. Kind of looked like they were thinking about sacking their towers. With the number of cards they have in their hand, that would be a little surprising. That makes more sense. Makes a lot more sense. I wonder if I should just be attacking, like throwing these Throngs in there, you know? Oh, good. They have their own Seraph, too. I don't recommend playing more than one color of these, generally, but looks pretty good for our opponent here. Yeah, so what do you... I guess you make the fish unable to attack because you're not that worried about the other stuff. I probably should have thrown these Throngs at them. You know, shield counter be damned. Okay. Now we can't really attack with them sensibly. The bad news is if we draw our Obscura Interceptor or Whack now, we can't cast it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, there's a 2 in 25 chance it does, and that's a decent percentage. So we'll see. Putting a shield counter on Rumor Gatherer is a good way to actually get to do stuff with it. I'm sure they block with their Seraph. We're going to hold on to this. Playing it doesn't really do us any good. Let's hope they're not splashing a Night Clubber, because that would just end our lives here. They may have a Rogue's Gallery, which is pretty good here. Even if you only get those two cards back, one of them's the Seraph. We are still at 23, and we have 3 unblockable fish. So even if they get back the Seraph, they have to wait till next turn to play it. Um... Do I block the adjudicators? I don't think so. I think they're trying to Rogues Gallery and get me, you know, by getting back their adjudicators too. That's my guess. Oh no, they have another one. And then they're gonna cast it. This, like I said, I don't really recommend running multiple colors of these, or so many of them, but our opponent might get us with them. Oh, Swooping Protector is going to be a nice little card. I don't have a counter anywhere else. All right, so we attack with both of these. Drop them to 6. End our turn. Probably going to need to block in adjudicators this time. Probably do it with a protector and a throng. Morning Van Blod. If they do have Rogues Gallery, and I block that way, it is going to be rough. But I'm hoping I can kill them before it matters. Okay. That makes it seem like they're going for a kill here. It's possible they have Nightclubber. Like, blitzing in Nightclubber here would pretty much end things. Alright, so let's flash this in. It's going to team up with Backstreet Bruiser to block one of those. You know, that's a good point. Why would they do that? I don't know why they did it in general. Because the fish are what are actually going to potentially kill them, but... yeah. Now Nightclubber literally wipes our entire board, so... let's hope they don't have that. Even if it's not in their hand now, we really don't want that. So they do have Rogues Gallery. That was their plan here. We were right, but we were forced into a situation where we kind of had to block. Luckily, it might just be slow enough, and now it is slow enough that we just win. Thank goodness. Another pretty lucky draw. We, again, had lots of cards that would have done that, but, you know, still. I think if I were them, I would have just locked down the fish and tried to go a little longer, but I guess they felt like they had to win or the fish were going to kill them, and that was probably a reasonable line. Like, they had to just get in for as much damage as possible. Yep, it was a good top deck. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We're getting repaid for some of our earlier, or 2 earlier drafts, I think. This is not a great hand. I mean, and that's probably an understatement. They mulliganed. I think we do too. Yeah, this is better because we have a 3-drop. I think we throw Plains away. Yeah. Hold on to the rest of it. That last hand it had a 4-drop as its earliest permanent, and that was not good. Don't you love it when you draw your 1-drop on turn 2? This thing is a big problem once the game gets long enough that they can actually draw cards with it. I'm glad I drew an Echo Inspector. Now I kind of wish I'd gotten rid of the Seraph, but I guess it gives us some late game punch if we need it. Alright, let's see if they have Make Disappear. They do. No, no they don't. Just a Shattered Seraph. And hopefully, they don't play anything that's good against the Throng. You know, like 1/1 tokens make the Throng kind of sad. And they could have those, given that they're in the colors they are. Yeah, that's a problem. Do love me some Chaldea Strongarm. So, if it had stayed small enough, I would have been able to use my Swooping Protector to stop it. But it didn't stay small enough. So I have to use Echo Inspector and hope they don't have another tempo play, like tap down, you know, Regulator, tap down your Inspector here is a potentially brutal line. I think the Throng is just going to be better than Broker's Veteran. Because it can actually attack into this thing, so yeah. Let's hope they don't have the tempo play here. Kind of looks like they do. Trick, you know, there's lots of things. Rooftop Nuisance, Trick, lots of things that really punish us here. Okay, that doesn't punish us that much. I'm glad. I'm glad we didn't get punished more. So now the Throng looks pretty ugly against the Lackey. I think we probably just leave mana up for our Protector and our Make Disappear. Especially because they have mana for their Throng, or Seraph, rather. So, yeah. Oh, they have another one. Man, people are in on these mana fixers right now. I like them, especially the blue-red and the Maestros and Riveteers. Not Riveteers. That one's okay too, but the Maestros. That's not good. I can at least flash in my Protector. Never mind, it has Trample. The Maestros one and the Brokers one are both pretty good. So I could counter the second copy of this. I have to give up my Throng to do it, but it might just be worth it. Because then they can't attack us and draw a card. Yeah. I think we do it. So our Seraph is going to do the thing. 4, 5, 6. Still seems like leaving up Swooping Protector is better. So the bad news is they're going to play 2 Seraphs, and I don't exactly know how we're going to overpower that now. But I think letting them hit us and draw a card is better than... is the better option, so... Alright, we have 2 Seraphs now too, but we can't actually cast them, so it doesn't really matter. Does not really matter. Okay. Yeah, so I think we double block this. They do have 2 cards in their hand, but the shield counter makes me a little more willing to do it. Yeah. So we still hold on to the shield counter, which is nice. We do desperately need to draw that 7th land here. Bummer is, even if we do, we're not in great shape. It's funny we both have 2 Shattered Seraphs. We drew a tap land. Brutal. Yeah, that probably spells doom for us. Oh, yeah. We dead. Shattered Seraphs aren't going to save us from their Shattered Seraphs and everything else they have. So we, like I said, we're not closing this format out strong. We had a really good format overall, and last weekend we had like an 80% win percentage, but today we're giving a lot of that back because today we are 4 and 7 right now. I mean, we could go on a streak here. We could win 3 in a row and finish at 500 for the day before we lose our last. But I would not I would not count on that. Okay, much better. We are going first, and that always helps in this format. No counter early. Okay, now we can get a counter going. So I think we wait until we have the Protector in play to play these other 2 things. Make Disappear could be happening here. Yep. That's fine. Luckily, they didn't have a thing to get back. So I think we just pass here because we can kill this with the Protector. There's a chance they have some such thing, but because of the shield counter, it's not that big of a risk to do it. Do you have another Make Disappear or a Disdainful Stroke? Good. They could have a trick to save it, but then our Protector is still fine. So, yeah, our Protector still doesn't die. We do lose our counter, which I don't love. Gosh, I guess I play the Informant. Brutal. I don't want to discard any of this. We don't have black for the Interceptor. But it's also like the strongest card in our whole deck. So it's hard for me to want to give it up. But we can cast the other 3 things in our hand. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to attack because I don't really want to trade my Informant for the Specialist, so I'm just going to pass. I'd rather trade my Protector. Yeah, I should have stuck with Alchemy. The Alchemy format we did a lot better in. Which is weird because we took very few actual Alchemy cards in the format. But yeah. We have no way to get this back, which is really sad. Okay, you've got your own regulator, I see. I'm cool with that. So, yeah, we'll play our own regulator here. Tap their regulator. Multiple Throngs. Exotic Pets trades pretty well with them. I mean, that's not the ideal use of Exotic Pets, of course, but it does do that. Do I play my Metropolis Angel and just be willing to trade my Informant to draw a card? I mean, I can leave up Exotic Pets and Revelation of Power, so I sort of don't think so. The downside about Revelation here is our opponent could double block, and this would still die. I mean, we'd get rid of 2 of their creatures and we'd gain 5, but we'd also lose our counter. And right now we have 2 cards that really care about that, so I think we just pass the turn. I mean, maybe we're willing to attack with our Regulator, I guess. Yeah, we'll attack with our Regulator. And in the turn, I'm probably going to use the 1/1 fish to block a Gathering Throng here. You know, unless it doesn't attack me. There we go. So yeah, we'll play Exotic Pets. Put a counter on that one. And then block a Throng. Well, hurts to draw our black mana. I still think we kind of did the right thing, though. Like, we needed all of these things to even be in this game. So let's play our Metropolis Angel. So if I can get them to double block now, I think I like that outcome a lot more. It leaves them with 1 thing on board. They could have their own trick, but we also have another card that has a counter, so I'm more willing to give up the Informant here. Okay, do we just trade here? Yeah. We do just trade. And end our turn. So this Fencer's going to get big. Yeah, as I say, we just take it. Our Speakeasy server and our Revelation of Power should allow us to gain enough life that we're okay. We really hope they leave that as a 2/3, but I don't think there's any chance that they do, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's a 3/4. The reason it's unfortunate is Revelation of Power doesn't get us there, like, in combat. It would with the Regulator, so there's that. Okay, so I can play both cards in my hand at least. So how likely are they to block my Regulator? Okay, that's a good draw. Do I want to gain life more, though? Maybe? Yeah. I think play Inspector, leave up Revelation is fine. Yeah. I may discard this Speakeasy server here. Yeah, I think we do. Out of the way is going to be good against the Fencer, so... That's not great. Make your Inspector bigger than mine. Yeah. They do only have 1 card in their hand. I think I'm going to go for it with the trick here to take down the Inspector and hope it works. I wonder if I have lethal if I'm not stupid here. If I hadn't already blocked, did I actually have lethal? 3, 5, 7, 10. Yep, I did. Because I could have bounced the Regulator and then attacked with everything, and then, yeah. So let's hope they can't answer this. If they can't, we're going to be okay. If they can blow us out here, it's going to be brutal, because I think we had a winning line that we didn't take. Okay. It's not a complete blowout. We don't gain any life, but it's not a complete blowout. So do we still have lethal, though? Yeah, we do. We have it either way. So that was actually an okay line. I guess if they had removal, it wouldn't have been. Because, yeah, now we just bounce this, and they can't block any of our stuff. So, works out. Three, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. All right, we got a third win at least. We do get a third win. Not a big fan of that slip out the back. I think people play it more than they should. It's another card that can be like a sweet tempo play, but it's so narrow how it does it that I'm not a big fan. You know, you pay 1 to blink the removal spell, but when you pay 1 in that situation for a counter and for your creature to not die, and I still hold on to my creature, it doesn't feel great. We haven't gotten to cast this yet, but it looks like we're probably going to here. Probably just jinxed myself, but, you know. Okay. Play our Bruiser to clog up the ground here. So the right thing to do here is play our Regulator. You know, it's a bummer we don't get... If we wait another turn, we could get the tap effect, but pressuring them with a 2-3 definitely matters. It'd actually have to be 2 more turns that we waited, because our Interceptor is what would get the counter. And that is not worth it. It's not like the tap, like, completely tap it down effect is that strong here anyway, because my Bruiser can't attack, so it wasn't a big difference. And it can still block reasonably well, so... I mean, they still can't attack us, even if they give a double strike. I mean, they could use a trick, but we're okay with trading our Bruiser for a trick. Then next turn, we can leave up our Interceptor. And then we play some Flyers to hopefully close out the game. Alright, well now double strike's a little scarier. So I think if I already had a counter, I would probably play the Angel here, but because I don't, I think we just attack with our Regulator and leave up our Interceptor and in the turn. There's basically no way they don't play something here, one way or another. I guess there's, you know, if they attack with their Initiate here, there's a chance they don't play anything. But it doesn't seem that likely. The only bad news is if they have the 1 green mana trick, sure, I can bounce it to their hand and make them cast it again, but that's about it. Okay, so that's kind of rough. This is kind of like with the Regulator where it's like, okay, do I just give up the tempo play so I can play this? And I think the answer is yes. It is kind of sad, but I think we do it. Because it'll, well, it's not like it can attack that well with my Metropolis Angel around, but I think we still do it. Could have waited till my turn, I guess, in case we're gonna play something on our turn, but I think this is fine. Grifter. Grifter, Grifter. I mean, I think it's probably the Seraph. may kill it here, but that's not a big deal, really. So I could get a second counter off of my Grifter, and then my Bruiser can attack. That doesn't seem too bad. Yeah. We also need to find a 5th land anyway, so... I think I would pitch a Throng. It's not exactly doing anything in this game. Yeah, we definitely pitched the Throng. Then attack with both of these. It's almost like they thought they were going to cast Rooftop Nuisance as an instant or something. I don't know. Looked like they hovered over their 1/1 like they were going to sack it, but there's not really... I mean, a little chat is nice, but it's not going to impact this game, this turn. It will impact the game. I mean, they would draw 2 cards. So, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You can no longer... double strike, though, so I think that means we get in there with our Initiate. Doesn't mean we won't have a counter for our other Angel, but I think I can live with that. Yeah. Hopefully, we get another card that gives us a counter. I mean, we have several, so... Held for ransom. I mean, I think we play the Angel. I don't think we want to leave up Make Disappear here. I think we just want to add another threat to the board. Try to. They may counter it. Okay, would have been kind of nice to leave up Make Disappear for that. Perhaps. Man, we cannot hit that 5th land, can we? Alright, so we're going to rumble with Metropolis Angel here. I'd probably try to trade the Bruiser for Rakish Revelers, if they let us. Seems like that makes sense. Sacking our Regulator when we cast Make Disappear is definitely an option. Okay, I like that they didn't do anything. So we're going to do this. Could come up at some point or another. There's our 5th land. Yeah, so we'll attack here with Metropolis Angel, whatever. Metropolis Angel. And then we probably play Speakeasy Server. Out of the way. I think that's fine. I mean, I could cast Make Disappear here, sack my Regulator, and then they don't draw a card and they don't bounce this. Maybe that's worth it. I mean, the thing is, I can recast it. So I think we just let it happen. And then I think we play Speakeasy Server here. This is the first game where we really haven't been able to utilize +1/+1 counter synergies. Sad. Putting that on Rakish Revelers is pretty good. I think we just take 6 if it attacks us now. So we went from being able to trade our Bruiser for it to taking 6 from it. It's a pretty good upgrade to the board. Wouldn't mind just drawing 2 lands in a row, because that means I can play this Angel next turn and leave up Make Disappear. Oh, God. That's not good. So they're going to copy... Oh, they're going to copy my server. I actually much prefer that from them copying their Rakish Revelers with a shield counter. I can tell you that much. They do gain 4. I guess I don't like that part, but... Okay, so we'll attack them. We could use our Revelation here if they block, and I guess I probably would. If they block with their Speakeasy Server, I would probably use Revelation and then play Rafine's Informant in our second main phase. They don't block, though, which I think is right for them to do. I think we're going to play Rafine's Informant here. So I do think we're reaching a point in the game where Make Disappear is increasingly less useful. They just have so much mana. So I actually think I'm going to pitch it here. Play this, which also lets me play Metropolis Angel. And end our turn. Also gets us 1 mana closer to Shattered Seraph. Yeah, that's obnoxious. Alright, so they have nothing. I think that means we use Revelation of Power here to send this into the air. And then attack with the server too. We'll draw a card off of Metropolis Angel. I think that's better than just playing the Seraph here, so... Send this into the air. What are we gonna draw? Ooh, that's pretty good. We can kill Rakish Revelers with it. If they don't kill our Informant here, I think we're pretty ecstatic because it means we can get 1 more card out of it. The only way they can, though, is to double block, so it puts them in a good bind for us. Their options are not good, in other words, no matter what they do. Too bad Whack's not an instant. Then we could really blow them out. They may just take 8 here. I think they do just take 8. I think we use Whack on the Revelers. The other things don't worry me that much as attackers. I can put 1 thing in front of them and kill them. And that's not true of Rakish Revelers. So, yeah. I mean, getting their flyers out of the way could be nice, but neither of them are imposing enough that I'm, like, super concerned about them. I'm going to hold on to this to bluff that we have something else. So hopefully they didn't just, like, draw 2 creatures or something, because then that's bad. It's also bad if they can buff their Pegasus. Okay, they did basically draw 2 creatures. So So they can attack with the Pegasus and draw a card here, even if I block. So I probably don't block. Doesn't seem like the most sensible thing to do here. I mean, I could kill it in combat, but it has trample, so they'd still draw a card. I'd rather just hold on to my Angel, which can still attack pretty effectively. Yeah. Yep. Enjoy your card. Hopefully it's not a good one. Okay, Arthur Throng we discarded earlier, right? Yes. Yes, we did. So, Darling of the Masses is not awesome for us. It's awesome for them. I could pay 7 and swing with all my flyers here. They have 1 flying blocker. So that does mean they survive. So that probably means it's not worth it. I'm also attacking with an Informant here. I think we give it up for the card here, for sure. There's even a small chance we draw a trick off of it, which would be nice. Yeah, so I'm going to swing with these 3 things. Not a trick. Do they go to 1? Kind of looks like that's their plan here. No, it is not. We'll go to 4. So the thing about Broker's Veteran is it's going to be an effective blocker on the ground. And it would give me another counter for our Angel. I almost feel like just playing these 2 is better than playing our Angel. But I guess next turn we can pay 7 and kill them if they don't play a flying blocker. So we'll just play the Angel. I don't need to get greedy to draw cards here. Because if I pay 7, I get rid of this thing, and then attack with all 3, and they're dead. If they don't have another flying blocker, or a removal spell, or a bounce spell, which all things they could have. Though if they crack that plaza here, that means they don't have it right now, and they need to draw it here. Yeah. So we take 4. And we should be able to just win here, barring a miracle. Yeah, they realized I was going to do it. All right. We're getting to a winning record here, at least. And if we win one more, we at least get to 500 on the day, right? Because 2-3, 0-3, now 4-3 at worst. Yeah. Because even if we win the rest of these, we finish basically where we started the day, or should, because that's how it works. If we have, oh no, I guess if we win the rest of these, we'll end up 2 notches higher. But if we win this one, we'll be back where we started. Yeah, I think that's right. That is not a good hand. Neither is this. Let's hope it gets better. Yeah. I mean, I at least have these cards that can cantrip and slow them down, which is not nothing. Yeah, I don't think we do it just yet. Okay, that'll help. I think we'll pass, because we want them to play a citizen and go through all the motions of giving this thing life, or life link, but maybe they're just not going to do it. Yeah, they're not. That's okay. Okay, we have all our mana now all of a sudden. Nice how that works out sometimes. So we'll pass the turn again. So yeah, we're gonna bounce the Civil Servant here. Bye-bye. We're gonna take 2, which is a lot less than the 7 we were gonna take, or whatever. Oh. There's another instance. Well, I guess I only have 1 green mana, so the Interceptor actually does its thing. So let's play our Lackey here. And we'll leave up Interceptor mana. Oh, now they have 2. Aha, that works, though. I think we'd rather lose the Grifter here than the other 2. You have to cast that again. We're going to attack you for 5. We're going to play a flyer and go up to 22. You know, for how our hand started out, we're doing pretty good. If they play 2 creatures here, we Rooftop Nuisance and rumble some more. If they only play the Brawlers, I might still do it. Looks like they're going to play 2 creatures, though. The tempo is so tasty. Okay, so we're going to Rooftop Nuisance, Casualty 1, target this, sack our Lackey, target that. Oh, hello. Well, I think we're going to be able to out-tempo our opponent the way we keep drawing, which is pretty wild in the end here. So let's get an unblockable fish and a Grifter. So we play the Regulator this turn to tap down the Brawlers and swing at them for lethal. I mean, if that's their game plan here, that's what's going to happen if they play the Brawlers. Removal is definitely better for them, although having to bounce the Interceptor cannot feel good. They have 2 green mana, right? 3/4. I can't quite do enough to do lethal here. They do know we have the Interceptor, and that matters. Do I just play the Seraph? I kind of think we do. Next turn we can connive and play Regulator. So, yeah, we'll just play our Seraph. We have 2 flying threats that are lethal, and a Regulator which can tap something down. Whether we play... We probably just want to connive with the Grifter and hold on to the Interceptor in case something goes sideways, but there's a chance we have to discard the Interceptor, I guess. But that's less of a problem than discarding the Regulator, I would say. Okay, so now they can gain life here. Is it enough? We go to 6. We have 3, 4, 5. They have 1 green mana up. I have to get a counter on my Grifter. I guess I could just play Regulator and then Connive with Grifter for lethal. Yeah. I guess you may as well Connive first, just in case something happens. I don't think there's anything that can keep their Scarab from getting tapped, but just in case. Yeah. Then we'll play Regulator. And swing for 6. Nice. That's what you do in this format a lot. We're not actually right back where we started. We were one notch higher than this to start the day, so I must have still lost one more than I've won. Guess we'll see. I guess I need to win 6 to get back where we started. It can happen. I mean, we drew crazy well in that game for sure. Just drew like everything that made it so they couldn't block effectively, which is kind of the name of the game in this format. There's no good ways to block, and that's what makes it kind of miserable sometimes. Like in that game, if we hadn't gone first, like the tempo is drastically different. Like it would have been a lot harder from being a little bit behind to like tap down all their stuff and whatnot, like we did. Yep. We have drawn well in this particular draft in general. Like a couple of tricks off the top right when we needed them, and in that game it was just like everything we drew was amazing. So all right, it is solid. Obviously more lands are going to be needed, but we have a Rafine's Informant who can help us find them. And, you know, chances are also good we just draw them like that. What do they play here? If they play something I really want to be able to block early, we play the Bruiser. So Civil Servant. It's a Skycrier. I can't block it anyway. So I think that means we play our Informant. Yeah, play the Informant. We do have our black mana. Oh, we will discard a Lackey. Discarding Lackey always feels good. Okay. Yeah, now it's Bruiser time. Next turn. Yeah, I don't know. Is something about to be connived? Not connived, casualtied. Yep. That's fine. Do I want the Veteran more than I want the Lackey? The Veteran could get us another shield counter. I mean, another counter, which is good for our Bruiser. I think we probably go for the Veteran. And then we can Seraph at the end of their turn, which will turn on Whack, which is good. Spara's Adjudicators. It's often what you see these decks play on turn 5. No, Voice of the Vermin. That's definitely worse. We can kill it with Whack, though, so I'm less concerned. Not the really cheap way, unfortunately. It'll cost the full 4 mana, but it's well worth it on that thing. Hopefully, this is a place where Slip Out the Back would really hurt, so let's hope they don't have it. It would hurt. They do not have it. Yeah, that's bad. Okay. Well, I think I was gonna play Speakeasy server, but I think playing the Angel. I'm really surprised they didn't blitz. I think you almost always want to blitz with Chaldea's Strongarm, and I think that was the case here. So we get to draw a card off of this. Not a bad one. They block. We get a fish out of our graveyard. The things you say in this format, you know, there's all sorts of weird sentences in Magic, but this format is especially weird. I think I go for the block with our Angel if the Skycrier attacks us. Well, that's not good. Hello, Marvel Kingpin. Ooh. They do have a bunch of mana up, but, like, I think it's probably worth the risk here. Okay. Yeah. We don't use Metamorphosis if they're not gonna block. We just get in for the damage and then play Speakeasy server. If they let us resolve it. There's a chance they don't. Ooh, they have the Interceptor too. Gross. So this is bad. They're gonna play Psychic Pickpocket, Bouncer, Bruiser, and attack us for 8 and gain back 7 life. Doesn't that sound good? It's like what we did to our opponent in the last game, basically. It's the same sort of thing. All the tempo. Topiary Stomper. Yeah, they couldn't get their double green. It's rough. Ooh, they don't even have to use their Pickpocket now to get in for 8 and gain back 7. That's nasty. They can save it for later. Okay, so we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't quite play the server and leave up one of these. I mean, I think it's still what we do. Gaining 4 is pretty big here. Gives us a creature that can block their flyer. Yeah. I mean, they're going to bounce it, of course, but we should be able to survive thanks to the life gain. Maybe I just play the Seraph. I guess if we draw our own Interceptor, that's kind of a bummer. But this is just better than the Seraph here. Gains us more life. It might be smaller, but it's not by enough, and there's a good enough chance they have, like, Make Disappear, and at least if they do have Make Disappear, they have to sack something. Of course, it's just a 1/1, but I do think this is what we do. Disdainful Stroke gets us 2, of course, but... Alright, back up to 10 feels pretty good. We don't even attack with our 1/1 here. It's too risky. You know, we already know they have one way to make it so we can't block. Ooh. Well, I can bounce the token. I can bounce any of them, of course, but not right now. I guess I have 2 flyers, actually, so the Pickpocket can't actually completely deal with the situation. So green is actually one of their base colors. They just struggle to get double green. They're like green-blue, splashing. Well, I don't know what they are. Seems like there are 3 full colors, which is usually not a great way to go in the format. Seems like they're straight-up brokers and splashing black for the Interceptor, which, if you have fixing, that is worth doing for sure. What do you bounce? I don't think I'm going to like it, whatever it is you decide to bounce. Broker's Veteran's actually a pretty darn good blocker here. Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want me to gain the life again. Thank you for the follow, Jesus Gaming. Okay, so yeah, we blocked the life linker. We could have slip out the back, I guess, but that's not a disaster. Especially because I can bounce the Sky Crier and shrink it back down to its normal size. Thank you for the follow, Kyo Bauer. They have one blue, so there aren't that many things they can do here that aren't slip out the back. I'm trying to figure out what else it could be. It's not... I'm not thinking of anything else. Yeah, that's what it is. I think that's okay with us overall. Okay, we don't have a counter right now, which is sad. Probably playing 2 flyers is better than just playing the Seraph here, though. Yeah. So let's play a Regulator. And a Metropolis Angel again. I mean, do I chip in for 1 here? Kind of seems like a reasonable thing to do. We're trying to stabilize. It's tough to do in this format in general. But we might get there. Definitely double block Sky Crier if it attacks here. One flyer and leave up out of the way. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, no. So we're going to have to use out of the way on that fish now. All these fish in this format. Makes you say funny things. So, 3, 4, 5, 8 mana. That means... some things. Kind of think I may just out of the way the fish here, because we know they can't do anything about it. Seems pretty good. See you later, fish. Another Seraph. That, you know, 2 Seraphs might actually get us to stabilization in this game. We'll have to see. I guess we're going to chip in with our fish again. Bam. Fished. We might actually stabilize. Yeah, I mean, there are some things to be worried about. There always are, right? Them not attacking feels good, though. All right, so we're going to exotic pets here. Add to the fish world we've created. Okay, fair enough. Oh, hello there. Ooh. This looks pretty good, because we can Rooftop Nuisance, tap down both flyers, sack our Broker's Veteran so we draw a card when we attack. Yeah. Yeah. So, Rooftop Nuisance, Casualty, target a Sky Crier, sack our Broker's Veteran, put a shield counter on what? I think... Oh, they're just going to scoop. Works for me. I don't think we had lethal immediately. We were approaching it, though. All right, now we're back where we started today. Maybe if we could just gain 1 notch, that would be good. I think they probably should have attacked at the initiate. I think what they were afraid of was giving me a shield counter. But... And that would have mattered, because I would have started drawing cards. But, you know, put the shield counter on my fish and draw cards. Well, this deck was definitely our best one of the day, and it's performed as such. So that's nice. Close out the format with at least 6 wins. This will be our last game, no matter how it goes. All right, this is keepable. We do need the white pretty badly, but the fact that we have a couple of blue creatures that we can play is helpful. Well, we have all our black mana. It's tempting to play the Bruiser first because we know we could put the shield counter on something when we play this, but there's not a super high chance they kill this, and if they do just trade 1 for 1 with it, it's not like it's a big deal. You know? And then next turn, if they have an X2 in play, I can attack with my Veteran and have the Bruiser in play to put the shield counter on anyway. Alright, so I think we lose a Swamp. We're doing fine on that stuff, so... Okay, the Seraph will finally allow us to, like, play things. So let's play our Bruiser here. We attack with our Veteran. They take it, unsurprisingly. Wish they were playing green, so whack was extra spicy. There's a really good chance they have the +2/+0 trick, and I think because of that, we just take 1. Because if they have it, they kill this, and then they also draw a card. And not draw a card, but make us discard a card, and we don't really want to. I mean, it would be Gathering Throng for sure, but I don't really want to. Chip in for 2 more. So now, with Majestic Metamorphosis, blocking is a little more appealing, although if they have any mana up at all, it's not really. And they will, because they're trying to use their trick. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I think we just let this happen. We put the shield counter on our Backstreet Bruiser. Then what? Yeah, you attack, and we take 2. Then we're going to Shattered Seraph here. Okay. Oh yeah, I can't attack. Thinking I could. Throng is not amazing here, but what else am I going to do, you know? Leave up, make disappear. I mean, that's okay, but I think playing Throng, grabbing another Throng is fine. Hopefully they don't have a second Nightclubber. That wouldn't be very fun. Okay, well, looks like this time we are going to be leaving our mana up. Maybe I just play the other Throng, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to attack with this Throng. They're probably trading Corrupt Court Official for it. That's fine. Then we'll play another Throng. You know, I could have used Majestic Metamorphosis there, but it doesn't seem that good to me in this situation. I think we wait. Okay, they're getting their mana values going, which isn't great. Whack won't be able to kill that thing if it gets to 5/5. Not easily, anyway. It's not there yet. That's the good news. Ooh, we really need that land. We really need it. All right, so we attack for 3 here. We do leave up our whack. I mean, our make disappear and our metamorphosis, which is fine. So I could use my metamorphosis here and try to get this, but with the number of cards in their hand and the amount of mana they have, it's just asking for trouble, I think. Even with the shield counter around, it doesn't seem ideal. Okay. Now I'm really glad I didn't do it. because Girder Goons is a pain. That's not a land either. Goodness. Chip in there with the Throng. This turn, we may be doing the Metamorphosis thing, because it's not like we can do anything else. And the shield counter does make it less likely they can interact, at least. Bounce spells still work, of course. Well, let's hope they don't have one of those. Well, we did hit our land. Even if this goes sideways on us. If it doesn't go sideways on us, it's going to feel great. But they probably have that 2-mana trick we suspected they had earlier. Yeah, they do have it. So it comes back. It's still only a 3/3 is the good news. All right, so I think we attack with our Throng yet again. And then we're going to use Whack on the Infiltrator. Hopefully. Hopefully there's not a Disdainful Stroke. Good. Good, good. Uh-oh. Things are about to get wild. That's going to be hard to beat. Definitely block this Custodian. You know, can't let them attack more than once with these things or they're going to get a ton of tokens. Freaking rabble-rousing. Okay. So I think we play this Echo Inspector here. Do we have a card that can answer this in our deck? I don't think so. But yeah, if you don't have a decent board state and they play this, it just snowballs in a hurry, and we definitely don't have one. I think they're trying to decide if they want to counter my Echo Inspector. I think I would if I were them, with rabble-rousing in play. You don't want a brick wall of a creature around. Oh, hello. So yeah, we'll discard our Lackey. I mean, we could actually play the Lackey. It does give us another body to trade with an attacking token. Yeah. We'll actually just play the Lackey. Alright, looks like they probably have an answer for the Inspector. Or maybe not. They hovered over it like they did. Could be Whack, I guess, so they have to wait until their turn. I don't think we have... We're not in green. In green, you can play, like, the Rabble, or the 6-mana 6/6 that can do all sorts of stuff. But I don't think we have any sort of creature that will let us destroy... Yeah, they do have an answer. I guess they had to wait to draw it, though. It's like a free attack for them, because they get a replacement, so I think I would do it. It's not entirely free, because the Lackey does give us 2 bodies, ultimately, I suppose, but... It's pretty close. I guess playing my Lackey instead of discarding it to the Inspector was a good call here. It does kind of stink we discarded... well, we didn't have a choice. We didn't have a land to discard, right? No. I think I probably would have discarded a land if I had the choice because, yeah. So, we definitely block. So I think we make our Lackey and leave up mana for Interceptor. If nothing else, I can flash the Interceptor in to block a token. And if we can get a spell, that's great, so... They're going to start getting rid of their lands. I guess we're probably getting close to that point, too. Although, with Shattered Seraph around, it does feel less good to do. I would imagine they attack here. I think maybe I just let it happen. Let them get the 1-1 in this case. Maybe I block. I could flash in the interceptor with the intention of just blocking, but I think there's a decent enough chance that they play something here that making so the interceptor does what we want it to matters. I think we block. Ooh, that paid off. I think we just want the server. Ooh. Now our game plan is going to change a little bit, I think. Alright, so we're going to attack here. Then we'll play our server. So our game plan now is let them play this huge angel. Ooh. Ooh. Here I was hoping they'd just tap out to play a huge angel. Shoot. Having to give up a creature here. We don't have a good creature to give up. Thank you for the follow, Bjorn Prime. This guy can get back something with 3 power. Oh my god. So they could get back their other Syndicate Infiltrator if we just let it chill there. Man, that's not nice. I think maybe I play out of the way and bounce the Infiltrator and drop him to 7. Is that our game plan here? And then we hope we can nuisance, like we draw something worth nuisancing. Yeah. Okay, we did. Drop him to 7 here. Play Rafine's Informant. We're going to discard an island because we want to hold on to our nuisance. Okay. We take 3. I kind of forgot there was going to be a 1-1 in the way too, but at least... Ooh, hello. Does that get us there? Man, not quite. We can only do... What happens if I only nuisance the Seraph and then give this flying? That's still only 9 damage. I could swing, they block with the token. So, I may as well lock down the Seraph and the Launderer and then just attack with everything. Well, these two. Yeah. Casualty 1. That Seraph gaining them life, man. I wonder if they have Make Disappear. They could counter the second copy. If they do. No, they can't. Oh, they can if they give up their token, but that's probably not worth it. I guess they would give up Body Launderer, because then they get to reanimate a 5/5 from the graveyard. No! I was right. I don't like it when I'm right in this situation. Here comes the 5/5 flyer. That might do us in right there. So we even have to pay 2 if we want. They're both targeting the same one, so I think we decline, because we can't pay the total. Oh, no. I read that wrong. Look at the arrows were pointing at the same one to me. Oh, boy. Okay, so I guess we attack here. But I think I would have paid 2 if I wasn't stupid. You know, to put it mildly. So, let's see. I can use my server to kill the Seraph. You're gonna flip this? Okay. Well, I think we get 2 for 1 here. I think that's our best outcome. 2 for 1 ourselves is our best outcome. That's right where you want to be. I guess the arrows are pointing at 2 separate copies, and if I'd known that, I would have paid 2 for 1 and tapped down the Seraph. But I guess I still wouldn't have had great attacks, like no matter how you spin it there. Okay. That's pretty good. The drawing well continues. Tap that down. Attack you with my interceptor. Go to 6. That body launderer was nasty. Hoping they were just attacking to make a copy, but I think we have to block it and risk it just because it looks like they have the trick. Oh, no. Okay. Was worth blocking. Still not good for us, mind you, but I think blocking was our best option. They have 10 cards left, but I don't imagine it's going to reach that point in this game. I don't imagine it will. They're going to block our double block our Obscura Interceptor here, obviously, but I think we still attack. The Interceptor's like the only reason we're still in this game. But it's about to be gone. Oh, yeah, that's brutal. So, let's hope they don't have another copy of Make Disappear. Even if they don't, I mean, they have 2 flyers who can attack into mine, and I can't do much about it. So, I think we've fallen too far behind now with rabble-rousing in play. And now that's certainly true. I don't imagine there's much we can get that saves us. Oh, good. just add a reservoir crack into the mix. Yeah. They got us. We finished 6-3 though, and that's fine. I mean, that's a good way to finish the format. We finished right around 60%, I think. We may have dipped a little bit here, but we do finish the day where we started, basically. After 2 really bad drafts, we had a good one, at least, so...